it's day 2 today, and we're going to Temple of Heaven first because it opens around 8 in the morning. The initial plan is supposed to go to Lama Temple, but it's a little bit farther away, and it opens around 9, so let's go to Temple of Heaven. So it's about an hour, nearly an hour travel from my side, which is in eastern part of Beijing. So hopefully we'll get there in time and grab some coffee. It's a bit of a walk, so the nearest one in the metro is the East Gate. Just a few steps, there's the ticketing booth already. So we're heading to one of the longest corridors, which is quite pretty, with all the intricate red and green banisters, like equivalent to it in ancient times. Get a lot of tour groups now. I better hurry while they're not around within the main spot, because most of the time it is crowded. And we just arrived in Temple of Heaven. Yeah, just in the opening. It's around 8 in the morning. So Temple of Heaven is surrounded by a garden. Well, vast amount of greenery around here. So a lot of people are doing their Tai Chi morning exercises and jogging around that area. And also we have the temples. It's not just only one temple. There are multiple, but the one that is well known is the Circular Temple up north, the Temple of Harvest. So it's known like that because, just imagine, we pray in order to talk to God. But back in the day, with the emperors, they want to talk to God through this place. So they are praying for a good harvest back in the day. We're just here. Before entering the Temple of Heaven, there's the long corridor. The elegant covered walkway stretches alongside the historic complex and offers visitors a peaceful place to stroll and admire traditional Chinese architecture. During the Ming Dynasty, where the emperors once held sacred ceremonies, the corridor's beautifully painted beams and columns reflect the artistry and symbolism of ancient China. Today, the long corridor is not only a passageway, but also a gathering place where people relax, play music, practice calligraphy, and enjoy the tranquil atmosphere. As you walk through the historic space, you can experience a blend of cultural heritage, architectural beauty, and everyday life that has made the Temple of Heaven one of Beijing's most treasured landmarks. Now, in terms of the tickets, Temple of Heaven tickets ranges from 10 to 34 Chinese yuan, roughly £1.10 to £3.70, depending on the season and the ticket type. A combo ticket, which includes access to the park entrance and major interior sites like the Hall of Prayer for good harvests, provides the best experience. There stands a place where heaven and earth were once believed to meet, a sanctuary of harmony, a masterpiece of architecture, a symbol of China's spiritual heritage. Welcome to the Temple of Heaven. For more than 6 centuries, this extraordinary complex has watched over the heart of Beijing. Built in the early 15th century during the Ming Dynasty, the Temple of Heaven was not merely a place of worship, it was a sacred stage upon which emperors sought the blessings from the heavens. Here, the rulers of ancient China performed solemn ceremonies, praying for abundant harvests and prosperity for their people. Every moment, every offering, and every note of music carried profound meaning, reflecting a belief that the harmony of the empire depended upon the harmony between mankind and the cosmos.
Back in the day, so the emperors come here to pray, right? So they have to prepare for it because as humans, their imperfections are not really that welcoming towards the gods or God. So they have to do some fasting and prepare themselves in a special place within the palace or somewhere here. We'll try to find it before entering the Temple of Heaven to talk to God. Another fun fact is that this is not the only temple, as I said. This is the Temple of Heaven. If you notice, it's quite circular because it symbolizes heaven. And very down south of this complex is a temple that is dedicated to earth. So it's between the heaven and also the earth. Earth is shaped as a square. Although it's called a temple, it's actually a complex area. It's really vast. It is actually one of the largest religious places in the world. Yep, it's around 267 hectares. That's the temple itself. How much more with the gardens? So there are multiple building sites here. Let's try to investigate. Behind me is the West Annex Hall. It's like a mini museum about the history of the Temple of Heaven, how it was annexed, it was renovated, how it was built, more with the history, since it was commenced construction 1420 by this guy. Yeah, he is, I think, the third emperor of China. So I think that's where the emperors pray back in the day. Yeah, it's quite intricate with all these gilded edges and the windows with an odd shape, which is like spherical with some arrows in each triangular corners. And we got some like phoenix and dragons at the very top of it. Yeah, it's very Eastern culture represent. In some parts of Asia, there's a strong belief of the importance of direction and how luck can be influenced by it. So feng shui is the concept of bringing in luck based on the direction. So most of this are planned within the ancient practice of feng shui. It's actually not a temple, it's all considered as a hall of Zenith. So there's also a hall of prayers. So different stages in their ceremony way before. And we're heading to the further south now, to the other temples, lesser known temples. Never mind the pole. So this is the Dundee Bridge. It links the southern temples towards the Temple of Heaven up north. Somehow we passed by the eastern gate, so we didn't pass by here earlier. And it's the main entrance. And there's another version of Echo Wall here. This is the southern temples. And we're just gonna investigate. Another architectural marvel around here are the walls in the periphery. That's what I said, they're not allowed to be for people to stay there, but it is actually an architectural marvel up in its time. It's 600 years old, and somehow it's called the Echo Wall.
The circular wall surrounds the imperial vault of heaven. Famous for its acoustic effect, a whisper spoken near one side of the wall can be heard clearly on the opposite side. The smooth surface and circular shape help sound waves travel along the wall.
So this is the Echo Wall. So this is more circular. It is like an acoustic marvel with the architecture. Can't believe they did this like 600 years ago. And somehow the trick here is that it has to be two of you. One on this side and one on the farther side. And something you talk or speak on this side can be heard on the other side. Unfortunately, I travel alone at the moment. So that's the Echo Wall. There's a couple who tried the trick, and somehow I can hear the guy's whisper from the other side. So it works. Yeah, it's not a tourist trap. Like that. Yeah, this temple is much smaller. So this is like the imperial vault of the Temple of Heaven. Yeah, it's really crowded now. It's like a mini version of Temple of Heaven. I think we're good.
Now we're heading to the Circular Mound. So this is like a place where they do the offerings. It is much built a little bit later compared to the Temple of Heaven around 1530. So what they do here is that they sacrifice some animals to appease the gods. And yes, it's just an open circular site. So why is it circular? So the thing is, they believe circular represents a cycle of the heavenly order. So that's why it remains the shape. We're gonna go around. The Circular Mound Altar is a round, three-tiered marble platform in the Temple of Heaven. Famous for its unique echo effect and its role as a site where Chinese emperors performed ceremonies to pray to heaven for prosperity and abundant harvests. The heavenly center stone, where a person standing in the center can hear their voice echoed and amplified, has remarkable acoustics where sounds and echoes are amplified and carried clearly. The circular mound is encased by a wall that is shaped like a square. So this place represents Earth. Therefore, there's a connection between Earth and heaven between the bridge. So that's how we explain this temple. I think an hour here is enough. If you go, I think this is the main entrance. I'm not sure if it's the southern gate. It's right there. And you can actually come here for free if you just decide to go around the wall. I think, but since the closest metro is the eastern gate, I have to go back there. Old ladies. Yeah, they have these daily activities here because it's so vast. And we're in the park at the moment. So, try if there's any Starbucks nearby. I would love to grab coffee. I didn't have any breakfast, so come here straight. Anything for you guys. Anyways, yeah, I need a Starbucks, maybe bread, toilet, change clothes, and also find my way out of here. I remember I got lost last time I was here because it's so vast, and we're in the free parts at the moment. This is the park that surrounds the temple. And you can hear a lot of music, people practicing Tai Chi, jogging, those ladies back there singing, doing some dance, cute dance. And a lot of tourists still. I think most of them came from different parts of China, especially those from the south. Because if we talk about China, most of the tourist spots are quite, the ones that are well known are in here, up north. And of course, it's the capital city, Beijing. And of course, if you lost your way, there's always the map. It's very detailed. Yeah, I think we're on the right path. We're going up north, northeast. Oh my god, the greenery here. It's really relaxing. And the weather is amazing. Superb. When I arrive, it's quite cloudy, gloomy, foggy. And good thing, the main 2 days that I'm gonna be here in Beijing, it's really sunny. People are doing their Tai Chi. One thing I noticed here in Beijing, I'm not sure if it's a fact all over China, I think because of the population, I think there's less attention towards the space in between two people. They don't care if you bump each other, like they don't care. In UK, you have to maintain distance, even just for social purposes. Yeah, and if you bump someone, you always say sorry. In the Philippines as well, like, we keep our distance. And somehow in China, like, I noticed, like, you bump to another person, even the cars are close proximity, they just honk their horns, and then they don't curse to anyone, unlike in UK. Yep. Very much a culture shock. Just finished my coffee. So I just had it in McDonald's because the mall that's where the Starbucks is located, which is inside, opens around 10 in the morning. So just had a quick cappuccino and I'm energized. Now we're heading to Lama Temple, which is like a little bit distant from here. At the very least, we're gonna take only one train to go there, line 5. What a relief, because it's quite tiring to transfer to another train. And I noticed here in Beijing as well is that their overpass, motorcycles can actually pass through it. That's why it's much wider and has a flat surface. We are just in the outskirts of Lama Temple. So this is the largest Tibetan temple, which is not located in Tibet, just here in the heart of Beijing. Expect the worst later for the Forbidden City. The Lama Temple is that they practice the yellow hat type of Buddhism, the same practice as the one in Tibet, and somehow they incorporate different types of cultural heritage and also architecture here. So there's 3, the Han Chinese, Tibetan, and also Mongolian, which is quite a unique fusion. So what they usually do, as I observed, is that they light up the incense and also they bow, say their prayers, I believe. It's quite a different type of culture. We don't do this in the Philippines.
I think it's very Buddhist in practice. Let's give it a try. Hopefully this is not bad luck. Broke some of them. I'm so bad at this. Yeah, I'm not sure. The guy is... Another guy came here next to me talking Mandarin. I'm not sure if he's asking me about my cameras or talking about the incense. I'm doing it wrong. Most likely I'm doing it wrong. But anyways, let's give it a try. Hopefully this is not bad luck. Well, some of them were lit. I did my best. Wow. When in Rome, do what the Romans do. But when in China, do what they do. I respect their culture. Yes, the smell of incense runs the air. Somehow, there are a lot of Buddhist monks walking around. So it is composed of 5 main halls around here in the central access. So you go straight in line from the entrance and hall per hall. And up until now, it is an active place of worship. And I think the language here is quite diverse. It's in Tibetan, Manchurian, Chinese, and also there's another thing. I'll put it up. I forgot. Yeah, and somehow they do their prayers around here with a Buddha statue and several, of course, gods in the Tibetan Buddhist culture. Somehow, I thought that China is atheist majority, and somehow a lot of them are still practicing some of their religious beliefs. Some of them are quite ancient. It's still the same as other countries. Despite being surrounded by busy roads and also the city traffic, the hustle and bustle of the city, it is actually the calmest and the quietest place in Beijing. Somehow people come here just to have peace of mind, also bear their wishes to their God. Very spiritual.
Among the fragrance of incense and the quiet rhythm of devotion, generations of faith continue to live on. Visitors come from around the world, but here, everyone seems to share the same moment of stillness. From the heart of Beijing, this is a reminder that even in the busiest cities, there are places where time feels slower and the spirit feels lighter. Thank you for joining this journey. Until the next adventure, keep exploring, keep wandering, and keep discovering the stories hidden around the world.